What's up, YouTube? This is Shaylin with 8-Bit Co-op, and I am back with another video. And we are currently in late winter 3. We have 18 adults and 7 children. As you can see, we have we have a blacksmith and our little woodcutter still up, and then we have our hunting lodge and our thing still going. And I found how to advance it so that we can make it go faster, so that I'm not constantly in 1 times the speed. Also, you can see that I expanded the village not only to the north, but to the west as well. In the event log, you can see all the red text that I'm getting, that storage for produced good is near capacity. That's what I was talking about in video number 1 about the storage barn being full, and so I need a new storage barn. The reserve of stone is low because stone is actually at 0. You can see me placing another storage barn at the bottom, by the way. Being low. Firewood is at 0. Logs are at 0. So, for some reason, I decided to start this at a pretty critical time in Winter 3. I guess one of the things I wanted to show you was kind of how to pull back between a critical winter like this into, another spring and a summer. You'll notice that I do have a farmer down there, and he is working again on that 7x7 field that I was talking about in video number 1. I'm also building a trading post. Trading posts are important because then what you can do is you can get a shipment of potential goods that you need from other places, which is helpful. And you can put your extra stuff that you don't need into there to trade with them. I also learned, as you just saw, how to increase my priority for different places to be able to, even though that wasn't done so well, to be able to, get them risen to the top of the list so that we can get them done pretty quickly. I also put a happy little bridge there at some point between the last video and this one. There's a forester lodge there and a hunting cabin, again surrounded. The other thing that you notice I just clicked on is that circle, and what that tells you is the previous season and the current season of what you collected. So that's very good information to know if you're working up to yield, because if you aren't, then you could always, destroy and move your building, repurpose your building somehow, add additional workers, or do what you need to do to be able to, get that building working up to capacity. You see that barn is again at 97% full now. And the thing I like about the trading post is that the trading post is also somewhere where we can store some stuff as well. So in the bottom, in the professions, you can see that I have far more specializations. It does not look like I have a woodcutter for some reason, because we have 0. Oh, because we don't have any logs to cut wood anyway. And we don't have a blacksmith, so you see them question marks again. But, getting another storage barn built and then getting that trading post built is important. And you'll see as the buildings become bigger, they become more resource intensive. So that's another piece, is where are we going to get these resources from, which is rough. It's now late spring. If you notice, for food, we're doing really, really well. However, for our clothing, so we have to figure out what we're going to do. So, again, holding up buildings a lot of the time is those logs, and getting those logs in. That's what I've struggled with the most, with what I found with the game is, where am I getting resources to build the trees and to build, the resources I need to expand my village more. And it's a struggle sometimes. I really enjoy it because it really makes me think about my placement of resources and where am I going to put my people. How am I going to allocate my resources? So that's really important for me to have a game that challenges me like that. Again, we're in late summer 4. We have a really good stock of food going on, 3777, but we have no logs, and our trading post is up, yay, so we can take like some of our, we have a lot of venison in our storage bin, so we could, what I did is take a lot of that venison and put it in the trading post so that we can ship it out on the next boat out. But again, that pulls away from our labor resources because we have to allocate some money there too. So, it's always this resources, human resources balance as well. In my job, I'm a manager, so this is something that's kind of up my alley. But I'm looking at how the whole pieces get together. And you really get wrapped up in seeing how things get moved around, and it's very interesting. And one of the things I always found interesting, starting with this video with year 4, is how many kids are born. If you notice, there are 18 adults and 10 children. And I was like, 10 children. Who? How? What? 18 adults, that's 9 couples. So, 1 apiece. I get that. But, oh, wow. That's a lot of kids, a lot of mouths to feed, and a lot of housing to support. So, I always, by the way, harvest the crop early autumn or autumn, because I have gotten burned on fields before. I've left crop in fields, and that's rough. You'll also see that as well. But you can see more people using the roads, which is nice, which I talked about in video 1 as well. The storage bin, or storage barn, you can see that they're moving things into there. It's not an automatic fix. You have to wait for the stuff to be transported over. And so to me, that's the reality factor, is waiting for that to happen. It's not like, boom, it happens, like some games. So I like that level of detail. Again, I like playing with the speed and it'll go a little bit quicker. Oh good, more laborers. It does worry me, however, that it's early autumn. You know, it really did worry me that it was early autumn, and I had no logs. And no logs meant no firewood. And no firewood meant really, really cold people. That's always a fear, that your people will freeze. And there you can see the decrease in the barn after people move things over with their little wheelbarrows. So, but you're gonna see, oh, another laborer, and there's another child. I don't know where they came up with the children's name, with the names in this game, but I will tell you what, they have a lot of interesting names. Jacali, Diamona, Zell. I always get a kick out of some of the names, and they really amuse me. They really amuse me. The other thing about this is you never know when the seasons are going to change. I've seen snow. You'll see these in a couple videos as early autumn and early snow. So yeah, see the rain and the 40 degrees at late autumn. So you can see the temperature start dropping. .96% full, but the other, oh, Messy. Messy has become an adult. That's an example. Oh, you see the circle with the snowflake on it that was just on that house? That right there was an example of a cold house. That one right there in the middle of the screen, and I keep moving it around. Oh, I'm trying to cut more trees down because it looks like my foresters were just on plants. The foresters can either plant, cut, or plant and cut to be able to maintain your tree. And there are several times that I'll put it on plant and forget to cut, or put it on cut and forget to plant. But yeah, that house right there has no firewood, so it is a very cold house. And if your house is cold, then eventually your people can die of hypothermia. And it is late autumn 4, and to date I did not have any hypothermia. Now I'll tell you, I haven't had anybody die of hypothermia. There's number 2. So yeah, it's kind of disheartening. The other thing is whenever you have the circle with the line through it, that means that they don't have the resources to carry on with their jobs. So, for example, they don't have any logs to cut to make firewood. So, in order to make firewood, you gotta get them some logs. and we gotta get on. We gotta get on some logs to heat up those houses. Because we gotta figure 26 degrees. And whenever the people come out of the house, you can see them come out of the house right there. He walks around with a cold symbol on because he is cold. So, and we don't want them to die. So I'm cutting as many trees and resources as possible without damaging the ecosystem, of course. Looks like they even go into other people's houses to get along as well, which is nice. It's getting in the late winter, so hopefully, you know, with the coming of the spring and stuff, it'll be easier to cut some trees down and get them some logs. If you notice, our population has reached 30, 23 adults and 7 children. You can see the things in the trading post, the berries and fish and mushrooms. There's a lot of study and a lot of resource clearing and maybe that. There we go. It took a while, but I was so relieved when I found that all the houses no longer, you know, no one, and it had the cold symbol there, and it was late winter, but we still only had 4 firewood. The other thing I learned is the easiest way is to build, if you're going to farm resources like we're doing over in the side over there, is to go ahead and build a stockpile, or else they will get a stack and they will run all the way across the bridge and drop it off in the stack, and then they will go and get a stack and run, and that is a time waster. You'll find that your people are not going to be as effective. At the top of the screen you see that question mark, that's the herbalist. He or she collects medicine to heal your people. And then there's a tailor to build coats, so you can see we have no coats. And then there's the blacksmith. So it looks like we're still 23 and 7. I think the one thing that surprised me is how long it took for my first shipment to reach the trading post. I mean, I know there's a set time, but I think I expected it to be sooner than what it was for some reason, which was a bit disappointing, but again, they have people who are cold. So you can see them starting to put the logs and the stone in on the stone pile. So, well, this is the end of late spring here, and this is near the end of the video. So, again, comment, let me know what you think about the video, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any comments about your experience with the game, feel free to let me know. I appreciate any feedback that you have to give me. Again, I'm fairly new at this narration thing, so if you have any comments, feel free to let me know, and I'll let you finish watching the video in peace. Thank you. Have a nice day.